Did we lose Alex? I think we might have lost Alex right there. Welcome back to another episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Let's see if we can get Alex back really quick. Hold on. Let's see. Where's he at? Uh-oh. Think he dropped out. For a second. He'll be here in a second, guys. But my name is Sutton Def, the host of the Purple Rain podcast. My co-host, Simply AS10, is on his way in now. But we want to welcome you guys back for episode 335 of the Purple Rain podcast, man. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming through to this episode. We got a good one for you guys today. A really good one for you guys today. It's a preview episode. Week 3 is here. We don't have to wait for it anymore. Now, what I will say is that we do have to wait a little bit longer than other teams because the Ravens play on Monday Night Football this week, but it actually gives us an extra day, maybe for some people to return back from, being hurt. Wink, wink. We never know, so we'll see, but appreciate all of you guys for coming through to this episode. Make sure you go ahead and like the video while you're in here. Also, subscribe to our channel if you are new here because we got Ravens content coming out pretty much daily. A bunch of good content came out this week. If you didn't check it out, check out the AI NFL Stadiums reaction. That was a pretty fun one to make. Check out our Zay Flowers. Will he get paid? Will he not? A lot of good stuff here on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel if you are a Baltimore Ravens fan or just an NFL fan in general, or if you're a fight fan, we do all that stuff, cover all that stuff here at PRP. Again, thank you all for coming through to this one. As we got Alex on the way in, Terry Mitchell is in the house, says, Rain Gang, yes, Sirski. What's going on, Terry? Appreciate you for coming through. Lisa says, hey, Alex and Sutton, trust me when I tell you that the Lions are going down. Yeah, they are. And there's Alex. There he is. What's going on, brother?
We're good. A little Wi-Fi switched out midway, but we're good. We're back. We're here, feeling good. Week 3, Monday Night Football. How can you not be excited?
Yeah, man. I mean, I will say this. We're recording this right before Thursday Night Football, which is kind of like a buzzkill this week. We got Dolphins and we got the Buffalo Bills. So if you're watching this, if you're part of the hashtag replay game, you probably already know the result of that game. I'm probably assuming that the Bills blew out the Dolphins, who I think are just going to unravel tonight on national television. If I'm wrong, then I've already got egg on my face for this episode, so that's pretty funny. But I think I'm going to be right about that one. But again, welcome into this episode 335 of PRP. Who is this episode dedicated to? Alex, let us know.
Well, recently, Gus Edwards, Anthony Allen, but right now, Jake Hummel episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Block punt last game. So pretty good timing for episode 335.
Yeah. And just giving a quick shout out to Jake Hummel. I remember when he made the 53-man roster, a lot of people were kind of like up in arms about it. Like, okay, like who's not going to make it, right? Is it going to be Jay Higgins? Is it going to be this player? Is it going to be that player? But Jake Hummel came in the clutch last week against the Cleveland Browns and really forced the first turnover of the game. And I don't care if you consider special teams, block punts, turnovers or not. What it does is it flips the field. So it simulates the exact same thing as an actual turnover. So shout out to Jake Hummel. I'm including that in the turnover differential that the Ravens had. So, 3 turnovers for me. But shout out to Jake Hummel. This episode is dedicated to him. Also, Gus Edwards, Ravens legend there as well. Never taken negative yardage. Always appreciated Gus Edwards. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. We got Chike in the house. Chike says, big up gang. What's going on, bro? Says in DC, celebrating my future brother-in-law's birthday. And Will, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, enjoy it. Congrats on that. You guys be safe and have a lot of fun, man. King Blaze in the house. Giving a shout out to PRP. What's going on, King Blaze? Appreciate you for pulling up. Let me see what else we got. Our guy, Huddle It Up Films, Jason from Huddle It Up Films. He's been a busy man recently. I've been seeing you all over Twitter. You've been on Bobby and Sarah's podcast a bunch of times recently. Shout out to you, my man. We still got to get you on the show. We got to get you on the show very, very soon, bro. We got to get you on the show very, very soon. Maybe next week, honestly. Oh. Would that be cool?
That'd be cool with me.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna hit you up after this. I'm gonna hit you up after this, Jason. Before the Chiefs game, yeah, we can definitely go over it and we can break down some film and some more fun stuff. So yeah, we'll be in touch. Spooky J in the house says, I think it was the first of the season.
I think it was. Yeah, we had it against the Bills.
Yeah. Let me see. Steve Loop in the house. What's going on, Steve Loop? Appreciate you for coming through, giving a salute to the flock. Let me see. Spooky J says, speaking of DC, they are getting their Commanders back. I think their city officials voted to build a new stadium or something. So yeah, I heard about that. So I think it's RFK Stadium that they're going to be kind of renovating. I don't know if they're going to knock it down, rebuild it, or they're just going to renovate what they've already got there. But it's official now. I think like what is it, 2030, Alex? They're going to be back in
Yeah,
DC officially.
I think that's what it is. So a couple years, they'll be
Yeah,
back.
that'll be cool. That'll be
Good for
very
them.
very cool. Um, it just kind of goes to show these franchises revolve around quarterbacks. I'll just say that. If I get it. The Commanders recently changed ownership. You got ownership. You got the Harris Group owning it now, and maybe they were always going to change stadiums and go back to DC. But I think it just makes it all the more obvious to make a big move like that when you have a franchise quarterback like a Jaden Daniels, who did look a little pedestrian against the Packers, but then again, who doesn't? So we'll get into that. Speaking of the Packers, I was watching the Lions and Packers game from week 1 earlier today, just studying a little bit of film, trying to get a gauge on the opponent for this week, right, Alex? And I can't wait to get into what we're going to talk about here when it comes to keys to victory for a Ravens W over the Lions on Monday Night Football. But let's go ahead and see who else we got here in the chat. RJ Horry says, even though it's a blackout, I still need them white gloves. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a blackout. Shout out to you, RJ. Thank you for coming
Yes.
through. What do you think about the blackout, Alex?
How can you not be excited? I mean, last year belt to ass on the All Blacks. Year before that, belt to ass on the Bengals. So hopefully, I think it'll be the same. Honestly, hopefully it is the same, but I think it will be the Lions, man, coming in here. Nighttime games at the bank are different, so just good luck to them.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely good luck to him. Good luck to him. I was on Coach Evans' podcast, the Ravens Roundtable, the other day, and I was telling all the guys on there because they were saying how the Lions are going to come into the bank with a chip on their shoulder because of what happened a couple of years ago, and I was like, bro, I don't care if they were the Lay's logo on their shoulder pads, bro. They're going down,
Yeah,
bro. They're getting blown out of the building, bro. That's just what I think, and just I guess it's a spoiler alert for like my score predictions and things like that, but yeah, I think the Lions are going down. Just forewarning. Let me see who else we got in here. Taquan in the house says, what's up, Rain Gang? Sutton and Alex. What's going on, Taquan? Rod Wave, I see in the chat as well. Make sure you sound off in the chat. And if you're not watching this episode live, and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you so much for coming through. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Questions, your predictions. We want to know your score predictions. We want to know your keys to victory for the Ravens to walk out of the bank Monday night with a W over the Lions. So let us know down below. We appreciate you for coming through again. So Alex, we got a good amount to get into. It's a preview
we do.
episode. You guys already know how this thing goes, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna kick it off with our Purple Rain report.
Yes, yes, yes. And there it is, the I word report. I'm sorry for the Ravens and the Lions. You can see here only today they practice because we have the extra day on Saturday to practice since it's a Monday night game. For the Ravens, a couple of guys not practicing: Namdi Madubuike, Kyle Van Noy, Nate Wiggins, and Patrick Ricard. But I say it likely, the big one limited. So that's really good news. So I think possibly trending towards and maybe playing on Monday. Who knows? Who knows? Along with John Jenkins limited, but it was a personal reason. Marlon Humphrey was full, which is great, and Rasheen Ali limited as well with that concussion. As for the Lions, though, Jack Campbell did not practice. Marcus Davenport, Taylor Decker did not practice. Safety Kirby Joseph was limited. And the other two guys, Trevor Nowaski and Sione Vaki, both were full in practice. But going to the Ravens real quick, Nate Wiggins, that groin, I think, probably tweaked it maybe on that interception. I saw Chido be a Awuzie jumping on his back. I get being hyped for your teammate, but let's not do that again. And
Yeah,
then
and,
for
and,
Van
and
Noy,
real quick, Alex.
yeah.
Let me just talk about that really quick because I
Okay,
I,
go
I
ahead.
saw I saw what happened because our guy Kevin Ostreicher, friend of the show, he posted that, and I was like, in real time when I saw it happen, I was like, bro, why are you blindsiding one of your own players who maybe weighs what 185, 190 pounds soaking wet? Nate Wiggins is not
Yeah.
the biggest of guys, like, and you're just gonna like jump on his back, like literally throw all of your weight on his back and like take him to the ground, like, and he's unsuspecting of it. So he has no time to brace, nothing like that. It was just a bonehead move. I hope that, Zach Orr, I don't know if he did, or just somebody on the coaching staff kind of got on him after that. Like, bro, you got to be smart about this. Like, these are your teammates, bro, right?
I'm all for being hyped, but like you said, yeah, you're jumping on the back of probably one of the lighter guys on the team, Nate Wiggins. And he just ran damn near the whole field. He went sideways and went up. He's already gassed. He's not catching you. you got to be smarter than that, Chidobe. So I hope that's not the reason for this, but if it is, very boneheaded. Van Noy probably won't be practicing for the next 2 weeks, I'd expect, and then Ricard's kind of like the big question mark right now. Who when's he gonna be back? He hasn't practiced now in over a month, and Harbaugh's gone week to week, but it gets to a point where it's like if you kind of would have known it before it was gonna be like this, you just could put him on the IR and get an extra roster spot, but just a question mark. But after the Lions, Jack Campbell, Marcus Davenport not practicing, kind of big for them, and then Taylor Decker as well having your starting tackle not practice for an already banged up line. It's good news for the Ravens, I say, but I need this pass rush to come alive. Don't want to get too much into it, but that's the I would report for the Ravens and the Lions right now.
Yeah, man, it's we're in mid season already, is what it feels like with an I word report that's kind of this long, and I know a lot of these guys will probably be good to go by the time, game time. Like, again, Nnamdi Madubuike, he's expected to be a full go by, I think, tomorrow, it was reported. So he's more than likely going to play. I see on here it says there's a neck, but I thought there was also an ankle reported as well. I think I saw that somewhere. Maybe I was wrong. Let me see. Oh, somebody just made it rain here in the chat. Let me see. RJ in the house with the 20 piece in the chat. Thank you so much for making it rain here on this episode 335 of PRP. Says, just because y'all my guys, I'm going to the Ravens versus Chiefs game this year. Pops came through again. This time I'm bringing my newly wedded wife. Congratulations. Big shout out to you on that. Yeah, I remember you saying you got married a little while ago. Congrats again. But on to this week in white gloves only. Keep it going, guys. Much love. We're going to keep it going just for you, RJ. We appreciate you so much for the Super Chat donation and all your support that you give us here on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. And again, congratulations to you on your recent marriage. We appreciate you for that. That for sharing that with us. That's huge. Yeah. That's huge.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. But, just kind of wrapping up with the I word report here. I think most of these guys will be ready to go. Pat Ricard still not practicing, still worries me. Like you were mentioning, like, why not put some of these guys on IR? Maybe it just kind of goes to show that these I words, were a little bit more serious than the Ravens were kind of gauging at the time, than they expected at the time. So it just is what it is. It's football. It happens. Expect them to be back, but I do still expect the Ravens to perform with who suits up on Monday night. I do. So let's go ahead and let's move on from that, right? So my thing is this. The Ravens in this game, they have to make sure, and I don't want to get into my keys to victory like too soon, but I've been thinking about this like all day, Alex. Like, the Ravens have to be themselves. They have to play like themselves. And I was telling the guys on Charm City Sideline this the other day. I was saying that, like, allow your quarterback Lamar Jackson. I saw somebody say in the beginning of the video that Lamar Jackson is the key to victory. Allow him to show and show why he's the MVP. This is another primetime game. I think the first primetime game the Ravens played against the Bills, I don't want to say handcuffed Lamar, but they didn't fully unleash him in the same way that the Bills unleashed Josh Allen. So I'll just say that right here, right now. What we've seen so far, the rushing attack is there when it needs to be, and then also the passing game when it needs to be is there too. So just unleash whatever needs to be unleashed, but let Lamar Jackson be Lamar. That's the biggest thing for me going into this week. Let me see. Before we get into our keys to victory, we got Tila M in the house, one of our members. Appreciate you for coming through, Tila. And Chris M as well, another member in the chat. I see you guys. Appreciate all of our members for being here. Let me see. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our keys to victory, Alex. And you can go ahead and start with this one. What are your, let's say, two biggest keys to victory for the Ravens to get a W on Monday night?
So first off, it's kind of basic, but I'm going to say it. It's how well will our O-line hold up against their front seven. And as much as we kind of harp on number 77, number 72 had himself a stinker of a game. I'm not going to bat around it. Tyler Linderbaum had some pretty bad plays out there as well. It was a bad performance all around for the line. Outside of Ronnie Stanley, I say. I think Ronnie held his own, but that's kind of normal for him. I think we all expect Ronnie now since, he's been healthy. He's a premier left tackle in the league. Not saying he's the best, but he's one of the top ones. So it's how will they do against these guys? Especially Aiden Hutchinson. It doesn't get any easier when you play, a line like the Bills. You have Ed Oliver have a game against us. The Browns who have a good defense and a good line. I mean, Myles Garrett, best edge rusher in the league, in my opinion. I have Aiden Hutchinson coming to town. How will you contain him? We did it well a couple years ago, but the line was very different. You had, I think, John Simpson left guard. You had Kevin Zeitler right guard, Morgan Moses right tackle. How will you do it? So that's my first key. And if you can hold them, you got to get that run game open as well, because you can't be one dimensional, I think, against the Lions like you can against the Bills. Much better team. I said that on Monday. If you play a good team on against the Browns on Sunday, could be a little bit closer, could be different. And
Yeah.
number two is, how well will the secondary hold up? I know Jared Goff, is not a running quarterback at all. You got to get pressure on him. But Jamison Williams can pop the top off on defense. Amon-Ra St. Brown had himself a hell of a game last week, only because I had him in fantasy. Nice to have him there. But, those two guys are scary. And then Laporta, in the team. So the secondary has to step
And then
up.
you, then
I
you
fully
got Isaac
expect
Tesla.
Jair. Yeah, I mean, they have an up and coming guy, but now it's, will Jair play, and will he have a game like he did against Week 1? So it's not Josh Palmer and Khalil Shakir. No, it's Amon-Ra, Jameson, now Isaac Tesla, who's kind of taken the NFL by storm. So those are two of my keys right there. I don't want to take up too much time. Definitely want to hear yours.
Yeah, and kind of building off one of yours really quickly, Aiden Hutchinson, I think, is going to be an X factor in this game, and he's somebody that the Ravens, I'm sure, and Todd Monken, I'm sure, is going to be planning for. I think that one big key to victory, and I just kind of came up with this on the fly when I was listening to you, Alex, like when you have an athletic freak at edge like an Aiden Hutchinson, who I know is coming off of a big I word that he suffered last year midseason, I think against the Cowboys. So he's still kind of ramping up, but he's still an athletic freak. He's still young, right? I think it would be best to put somebody like him in conflict, right? Maybe leave him unblocked, right? And maybe face the read option towards him to make him choose to either crash down or maybe take Lamar. Basically, what I'm saying is, and I said this 5 minutes ago, let Lamar Jackson be Lamar Jackson. I want to see more design runs, right? I want to see more design Lamar Jackson runs. I know that the Lions brought in Malik Cunningham this week, to kind of simulate Lamar Jackson and his rushing ability. That never works. A bunch of teams have done it in the past. It's just not, nobody can match Lamar, but I do want to see Lamar Jackson run a little bit more. I think that's one big key to victory for me. But my biggest key to victory, like far and ahead, is going to be for the defense. And I think it's going to be for that interior D line. So I'm talking to Travis Jones and I'm talking to Nnamdi Madubuike, who's having a career season already with 2 sacks, leads the league in sacks for interior D linemen as it stands right now with 2. Not that many, but he's playing really, really well. It's going to be, and so important. It's going to be paramount for those guys to get interior pressure, because I'll tell you this thing. The NFL doesn't have many quarterbacks like Jared Goff anymore. And when I say like Jared Goff, I mean like immobile quarterbacks, guys who are about as mobile as a statue, right? Tom Brady has famously said in the past that a quarterback's arch nemesis is interior pressure, right? It just throws off everything. It throws you off your platform. You can't really throw comfortably. You either have to cross your feet or shuffle your feet to get out of the pocket, things like that. Interior pressure is the absolute worst for a quarterback. It's the thorn in a quarterback's side, every quarterback's. It even hurts Lamar Jackson. But it hurts immobile quarterbacks especially, right? Because it forces them to try to be mobile. So one of my keys to victory here is going to be force that interior pressure. If you're not winning the rep immediately from the inside, get your hands up, right? Make Jared Goff pat that football. Make him hold that football for an extra half second, an extra second. You know what I mean? Because I think that that's going to be the difference between whether or not the Detroit Lions offense can get going or not. The Lions actually struggle right now. They have 2 guards right now that are struggling. I think it's Mahogany, and I can't remember the other guy's name. It escapes me right now, but I was watching film on them earlier. They've got some guards that are struggling right now, so running between the tackles is not their biggest thing, right? They like to get outside with Jahmyr Gibbs, use that speed. I have all the confidence in the world that a Kyle Hamilton and a Roquan Smith, who's been playing well this season so far, especially last week, that they'll be able to crash down and kind of, plug up those run gaps and really be good in the run fits. But again, when it comes to those obvious passing downs and all that receiving talent that you mentioned, J-Mo, Amon-Ra, Isaac Tesla, even the checkdowns, right? it's going to be important to force that interior pressure so Jared Goff does not feel as comfortable, as he normally would, especially how he did against the Bears, really. So he doesn't feel as comfortable as he should getting the pass off. So those are going to be my two biggest keys to victory. Put Aiden Hutchinson in conflict, run Lamar Jackson more, and then lastly, get that interior pressure. That's going to be my biggest key to victory.
Yeah, I like that.
Tate,
And
Tate
I'm gonna
Ratledge,
kind
by
of
the way. Jason says it.
yeah,
Tate
Rattler.
Ratledge. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about their offense, I don't want to say last week was a fluke or anything because the way they looked against the Packers, I'm not going to forget that their offense was stagnant. It was awful. When they
Yeah.
played a good defense in Green Bay, we kind of saw what happened, and that's kind of why I feel like maybe confident about this game per se. Is I'm not sold on that game against the Bears last week. I'm really not. And you look at what the Vikings did against the Falcons, which was minimal offensive wise. How can you? I mean, they let JJ McCarthy in Soldier Field come back in the second half. That's the same JJ McCarthy and the Vikings who couldn't get anything going against the Falcons. So I got to take last week with a grain of salt. Like that's 51 points is 51 points, but you got to look at who they played, and I
Yeah.
still think their OC is not the one for them. It's definitely not a Ben Johnson at all, at all. And with golf, like you brought up, I like golf. I am a golf fan, but when you hit him once or twice, he remembers it and he'll start to roll out and he'll make stupid decisions or just throw the ball in the dirt. And that's kind of why
Mm.
I feel really confident about this game. Jared Goff is going to piss his pants on Monday Night Football against us. And I hate to say it, but it's going to happen. And you're going to go back to maybe this is why the Rams got rid of him and Sean McVay got rid of him, because there's only a limit of how well he can play against certain teams. And as much as I wouldn't be wrong, they're right. Like last year in the playoffs, Commanders, he threw 4 or 5 picks in a playoff game. Lights got too
Yeah.
bright. So I'm expecting the same, maybe not 4 or 5 picks with us, but I definitely expect 2 interceptions. I think Nate Wiggins has his hands. Wouldn't be surprised if Malachi Starks get his first interception. I think Golf will force one deep to Jameson Williams, and Malachi Starks is there.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Spooky J in the house says, I want to see if we can get pass rush against these good teams. I don't care about what we did against these Browns. It's a reoccurring theme that we can't get after good quarterbacks if the pass rush stinks.
We can get to him, but I think next week's my big test because Golf isn't that mobile. I want to see us get to maybe a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
When you're playing him at Mahomes, we can roll out. He's sneaky fast, but on a third down, I don't see you get to the quarterback, and that's what I think me and Sutton don't want to talk for him. Have been crying out the whole offseason. Third
Yeah.
and 9, who's going to be the guy?
Yeah. And, definitely want to see what the Ravens will do against Mahomes, who I think actually leads the Chiefs in rushing right now, which is pretty interesting to say the least. Love West says, yeah, games like this will tell us what the defense is made of. I don't care what we do to sorry teams like the Browns. What we do when we play teams our level really matters. Yeah. I mean, playing up and down to competition is something that the Ravens have done, I think, throughout the entirety of the John Harbaugh era, to be honest with you. It's kind of like off and on. You would hate to see that happen in a game like this, especially in a game where it really feels like I think the Ravens are 4.5 point favorites or like 5.5 point favorites or something like that.
Yeah, it depends what book you're looking at,
What
but
book?
it's
Yeah,
4.5 and 5.5.
yeah. I mean, the Ravens are. It's not just the 3.5 point spread that you get because you're a home team. The Ravens are supposed to win this game, right? Now the Lions, again, like Alex said, did put up 50 last week. It was against the Bears, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I don't want the Ravens to come out kind of sleepwalking in this one. That's exactly what does not need to happen. So hopefully, I don't know if you saw, Alex, but Ray Lewis was in the tunnel right before the Browns game, kind of hyping up Roquan Smith. I thought that was pretty cool to see. Did you see that?
Oh, 100% I saw that. It was cool to see. It's like Ray took over Roquan on Sunday the way he was playing. And
Yeah,
Roquan won
that was
AFC Defensive
crazy.
Player of the Week.
Yeah.
So maybe, Ray can do it again for us. But, going back to what you said about starting off fast, I rewatched that game yesterday in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It was 28-0 in the first half. They were
Yeah.
3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. We had like 220 yards. They had 6 total yards. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I was low key missing John Simpson at left guard. I obviously miss Kevin
Mm.
Zeitler at right guard, but watching Lamar with a just a clean pocket, time all day. Zay Flowers wide open, Bateman open, Mark Andrews open, Odell Beckham Jr. open. I missed that, and
Yeah.
we put up 40 points in the first two games. Beggars can't be choosers, but I want that extra support from my guy because I know when the going gets tough on these games against the better teams, you're gonna need that. So if you have a chance, just go on YouTube, type in Ravens Lions 2023, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Completely
Yeah.
different line.
And I definitely think, with how inconsistent this line has been so far, it's going to take them maybe about a month, maybe 2 months to fully gel and kind of be a more of a cohesive unit. But I do expect for the Ravens to kind of manufacture some cleaner throwing situations for Lamar Jackson by moving the pocket, things like that. I actually kind of expect that for both quarterbacks, even for Jared Goff. The Lions do like to run a good amount of play action, so it's going to be very, very important for the deep half, and again, with the Lions liking to run play action, it's going to be very important for those cover one looks with Malachi Starks being that deep safety to hold down that back end. And he's been doing a good job of it so far, but all we can hope is that he stands the test of time this week, because I think this will be actually his biggest test, because the Lions will test him. Jared Goff will test him deep. I'm just saying it's going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me see. D Wiz says you in the wrong business if you can't get hype and hit the field
Yeah,
ready. And Jason agrees.
yeah. Especially on Monday night, the darkness game, 8:20. It's gonna be the LED light show. Yeah. If you aren't ready for this
Yeah.
game, pick a different profession.
Yeah. By the way, what did you think of the Ravens AI NFL Stadium?
It was cool. I mean, wouldn't happen, but I think if Madden was smart, they maybe incorporate that in the game. Just my
Oh, I didn't even
just my
see it
two
like
though.
that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Madden should have like some like imaginative stadiums, because like why not? You know what I mean? That'd be
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
you can't have obviously you can't have a freaking lake going out of these stadiums, but in a video game, hell yeah, why not? But I think they
Yeah,
were cool, and a lot of I like the play on with the stadiums, and who knows what could be, but I did like it. It was a cool concept.
very cool concept. Very, very cool concept. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into our, because I think you gave your bold prediction, didn't you?
I guess so. Two picks, but
Two
starts is
picks.
first.
And see, my bold prediction last week for the Browns preview episode was that the Ravens get two turnovers, and they ended up getting two turnovers. I did predict that Malachi Starks would get one of them, but you know, so I was wrong there. But two turnovers is two turnovers, and it was really three when you throw in the Jake Hummel punt block, and I'll stand by that. I'm gonna throw that in there as the third turnover. So now, but my bold prediction for this week, I'm gonna go Mike Green getting his first
Mm,
sack. First
I
sack
like
for rookie Mike Green. Obviously, Kyle Van Noy is not going to play in this one. It was evident that the Ravens were going to give Mike Green a lot of work after he went down. Kyle Van Noy, that is, went down in that last game against the Browns. So he's going to start. He's going to get his first start in this game, I believe. And I do expect him to get at least one sack on a very immobile quarterback. So in Jared Goff. So that's going to be my bold prediction for this week. Mike Green gets his first sack of his career. D-Wiz says he digs it. So I must be on to something. I must be on to something. Well, how are you feeling about that one?
I like it a lot. I think it'd be a great game to get it in. I think, if you get your first sack in a game like this, the bank is going to erupt. They're going to show it on the big screen. Mike Green, first NFL sack. You'll get even more fans screaming. It's a perfect time for it. So I'm
Prime
all behind it.
time, whole world watching,
Yeah.
and like that would only boost his confidence, because a lot of talk around town right now is that, the Ravens are kind of coaching him out of being himself truly. I think I saw somebody, it might have been like Cole Jackson or like Spencer Schultz or one of the guys online that, are part of the Ravens community. And they kind of made an interesting point. Like it could be possible that, he's kind of overthinking things, and trying to just contain quarterbacks instead of just being relentless and just doing what he knows how to do and just relentlessly get after the quarterback and try to chase that sack. But I think that with him getting the nod to most likely start this week, we could definitely see Mike Green get a sack, and I think it's going to be a big time sack on Jared Goff in a big moment to really swing the tide of that game.
That big moment could be the first drive. Could be third down,
Yeah,
the first drive, get a sack, we get the ball back and go up maybe two scores. So who knows? But I do like that. I do want to talk one more thing about that Lions secondary real quick
Sure.
because I like their safeties in Joseph and Branch, but I'm not too sold on the corners. I believe it's Terrion Arnold and Amik Robertson and DJ Reed. How are we feeling about the Ravens receivers this game? Are we going to see a couple more targets for Bate or D Hop? We know Zay is going to get his. That's kind of we know that, but it's who's going to get
Yeah.
the second most targets after him?
After Zay, because like you said, obviously Zay's going to get the most, but that's a very good question, Alex. Who could I see Lamar Jackson targeting the second most on this team? You might. No, I can't say D Hop. I really do think that the Ravens, even though the Ravens have seen what D Hop has been able to do so far with 2 touchdowns, what should be 3 touchdowns on the year. I think that they're still going to preserve him, as a veteran. They want to kind of make sure that he's healthy for down the stretch of the season. I'm sure they're loving what they're seeing right now. But since I think that they'll probably lean a little bit more on Rashad Bateman in this one. Rashad Bateman, he's still been, creating separation. It's not like he's just been glued to his guy. When you look at the numbers, he's still getting separation. He's still separating at a pretty good rate. It's just he hasn't been getting the ball. Zay Flowers has been getting the lion's share of the targets. I mean, he's got 20 targets right now, Zay Flowers does. The next highest receiver has 8. So it just goes to show how much Lamar Jackson and how much Todd Monken are trying to be intentional about making Zay Flowers a focal point of this offense. So after him, I'm going to go with Rashad Bateman because I think he's going to outsnap DeAndre Hopkins. I think D-Hop only played 10 snaps, 12 snaps last game. He wasn't on the field a whole lot. So, I'll go Rashad Bateman on that one. I saw somebody in the chat saying that their bold prediction was D-Hop has 100 yards in this game.
Whew.
You see that? I don't know. I don't know about
I
that
mean,
one.
he could have had it last week if it was a closer game. I mean, he had the one big catch, another one for the touchdown. So who knows what else could happen? But I hope not in that case because that means the game's possibly close. But if he has 100, hopefully it's 3 catches, 2 for a touchdown, and he's not playing the whole fourth quarter and the game's already over. But that
Yeah.
is indeed a bold prediction and probably some good odds on that.
Yeah. And shout out to you, JD13. Shout out to you, Tim Hughes. I see y'all in the chat. What's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Andrew G in the chat as well. What's up, Andrew? But yeah, and Kwame B, I see you in there. Jabari Cruz Ellis in the chat as well. Rain Gang in full effect tonight. Appreciate y'all for pulling up to this episode 335 of PRP. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Kimberly Harmon, what's going on, Kimberly? Appreciate you for coming through too. But let's see. Jason says Lamar 48 attempts, Zay with 20 targets so far. Yeah, man, it's crazy. 40%. It's crazy how much they're targeting him, and we talked about it on the last episode of the show. That's why, at least I said this. That's why I think they're going to go ahead and pay Zay Flowers because they're showing you right now that they want him to be a focal part of this offense with Lamar Jackson, throwing the football. So that's that. But let's get into some score predictions. Let's get into some score predictions for this one. I actually gave my score prediction on Charm City Sideline podcast last night with Bradley and Zach. So I'm going to give you guys the same one here. I'm going to go 37-24 Ravens in this one. I think that the Ravens jump out to an early lead and they kind of slowly build on that lead as the game goes on. And then as the game wears on, the Lions slowly start to chip away and come back a little bit, but it falls ultimately short. Maybe there's a turnover that slams the door shut halfway through the fourth quarter or something like that, and that's all she wrote. So I'm going to go 37-24 Ravens, but Alex, what do you think?
34-17 Ravens. I wanted to take us over 40 again, but I'm going to play it safe. I think we go out to an early lead and like a 10-0, they'll score a touchdown as 10-7. I think then the Ravens slowly but surely start to run away with it, score a touchdown, get a stop, score another touchdown, get an interception, run out the clock, able to get the defense freshen up, and then we just kind of cruise on the way. So 34-17 Ravens. I got us winning, so going 2-1. I think that'd be a big win, especially going to Arrowhead next week. Not trying to look ahead, but we're talking the grand scheme of things. If you win here like that, and either one of our scores, you move on going to Arrowhead and playing the Chiefs, you got to be feeling good. On a 2-game win streak, one against a division rival, the other one against a good team in the NFC. I'm all for it.
Yeah, totally expecting a Ravens win. So Ravens, if you're listening, do not let us down. Please do not let us down, bro. Because that would be, 2 primetime losses. What? And then you only have one Cleveland Browns CBS 1 p.m. win to show for. It's just, man, that would suck. Let me see. We do have another super chat
Ah,
donation. Let me see. Always blessed, making it rain
thank you.
here on episode 335 of PRP, dropping the 5-piece in the chat. Thank you so much. Says, in my opinion, Rashad Bateman will have a big game. God bless
Oh,
you and your families. God bless you and yours as well.
shoot, thank you,
We
thank you.
appreciate you. We appreciate it.
I'll
But
never
yeah, I
argue
mean,
with the Bateman
yeah.
big game. I'm not gonna say no
Oh,
to it.
Alex, you know what I'm excited for this week?
What's that?
Rashad Bateman, 25 plus receiving yards. It should
Oh,
be free. I
it
mean, he
should.
started off the season slow, so it should be free right now. We haven't gotten to the
See.
Purple Rain Parlay segment yet. We haven't got to you. Don't tell me yet.
Okay.
Wait till we get to the Purple Rain Parlay segment. If you guys want to hear our 3-legger parlay for the Ravens game on Monday night, stick
We're
around.
due.
And yeah, we're due. We're due to hit. We're due. So make sure you stick around for that. But yeah, appreciate you for the super chat donation. Always blessed. We truly do appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into our I think it's time for picks, right? Yeah, it's time for picks.
Yeah, I think it is. We're here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into our Purple Rain picks segment. Here we go.
Yes. All right, so we're here. NFL week 3. Week 3. Starting off tonight, Dolphins and the Bills. I think we kind of are both in agreement. Bills, right?
Yeah, Bills.
Okay, cool. Nothing really surprising about that. Our 1 o'clock slate, man. So, battle the backups here. Carson Wentz against Jake Browning. Bengals, Vikings. This is weird. This is a weird game. I don't know where to go with this because I was feeling the Vikings last week. Thought they were going to start off 2-0. No, big wins back-to-back on primetime, and they kind of just shit the bed. I have the Bengals going 3-0 in this game. I think Jamar and T is going to be too much to handle for the Vikings defense. I know they are good, but I just don't trust Carson Wentz. So give me the Bengals.
You know what? This one's going to be interesting. I mean, wow, we're already in week 3 and we've got so many starting quarterbacks hurt already. I mean, Joe Burrow, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields is down. You know, there's so many guys throughout. It's crazy already, but I am going to go with the Bengals in this one in a very, very narrow one. I'll say that. Yeah, I think that Jake Browning is going to be throwing it all over the place to Jamar Chase just as many times as he can get. That's his best bet. You know, I think Jamar Chase has a really big game, so give me the Bengals in this one.
Nice. Next up, the Texans and the Jags in Jacksonville. Give me the Texans. They are 0-2. But I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. You know, they shouldn't have scored so quick against the Bucs and just let, they drove one down. Had a great 4th down run by Baker Mayfield, by the way. Shout out to Baker and the Bucs. I mean, watching them, do what they're doing, it's cool to see him having fun. But I think the Jags might be in a little bit of early season turmoil. So give me the Texans here to get their first win of the season.
I am going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars in this one, actually. I think that they get the running game going with ETN in this one. The Texans' run D has not been good this year. Pass rush is great, but the run D has not been good in this one. It's in Jacksonville, right?
It is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jags to get a W in this one.
All right, next up, the Colts and the Titans in Tennessee. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Real quick. The 2-0 Colts are not a 2-0 team. I'm sorry. I know what they are. They might be the Vikings of last year. They're a phony 2-0 team. I'm not moved by them at all. I'm not moved by Daniel Jones. You play the Dolphins and you played the Broncos, who had a guy jump offside or running whatever it was, leverage.
Yeah.
I think it was just. I didn't like it at all. I have them going 3-0 though. The Titans though have shown me something. They are playing these teams hard. They're not losing by a lot, but I just think the Colts will outlast them and be 3-0, and they'll be a fake 3-0 team. But give me the Colts in this one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a low-scoring toilet bowl kind of game. I think that Daniel Jones kind of reminds everybody why he's so pedestrian and why he's kind of bounced around the league to this point. But I do think that the Colts pull this one out. I mean, at the end of the day, the Titans right now, bro, they have no pass protection. And for that reason, I think that, that doesn't help a rookie quarterback at all. I actually have Calvin Ridley, a Titans wide receiver on my fantasy team, and I'm just waiting. and waiting for him and Cam Ward to kind of link up because that's his best receiver,
Yeah.
but he can't get the ball to him consistently if he doesn't have a good O-line blocking for him. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Colts in this one.
Yeah, I like it. So we're going on to the Raiders and Commanders in Landover. Jaden Daniels, to me, I don't think he's playing. I think it's going to be Marcus Mariota against his former team. It could be Mariota. It could be Jaden Daniels. I still have the Commanders beating the Raiders. I had a little bit of hope for them on Monday night, and Geno Smith just took that and ripped it out. So my promise in the Raiders kind of just went down the drain. So give me the Commanders in this one.
I'm going to go with the Raiders in this one, to be honest with you. I mean, like, without Jaden Daniels, I think you see just how undynamic, right, this Commanders team is without a Jaden Daniels at quarterback. And again, like I was saying earlier in the show, the Packers made Jaden Daniels look a little bit pedestrian. I will say that. Marcus Mariota in the big 2025, I don't really have a whole lot of faith in what he's able to do. So give me the Raiders in this one. I think Ashton Genty has his first big game. So
you're saying the Commanders without Jaden Daniels is kind of like how the 21-22 Ravens were when Lamar went down. You're going to see
pretty much
what they really are made of. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. Next up, the Rams and the Eagles in Philadelphia, 2-0 against 2-0. I'm not going to overthink this. I still think the Eagles have probably one of the best rosters, if not the best in the league. Definitely top 3. Give me the Eagles beating the Rams.
I'm going to take the Eagles as well, only because of the tush push. There's been a lot of talk around town right now about, the tush push. Should they ban it? Should they keep it in the game? And, last week when they played the Chiefs in that 4:00 window, it kind of got brought to the forefront of like how the Eagles have been able to be so successful. You got guys off sides, you got guys lining up and jumping early. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? So I think that, since the league hasn't banned it yet, this might be the last week, especially if they abuse it. I think they ran it 7 times against the Chiefs and it was very successful. If the Eagles abuse it in this one, which I think they'll have to do against a good team like the LA Rams, right? It's going to be, the NFL might go ahead and they might ban that play mid-season, but I'll take the Eagles in this one.
I saw Hurts has ran the tush push more than he has 5-yard completions down the field, I think. It's some weird stat like that. It's very weird.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to feel bad it was against the Chiefs because they were running some crazy plays a couple years ago, but maybe against a team like the Rams, I might feel bad about it, but seeing the Chiefs get just upset about it kind of warmed my heart. It really did. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Moving on, the Falcons and the Panthers. Give me the Falcons. Okay. Even though this game is in Carolina, I like the Falcons to win.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons as well. Still not a Bryce Young believer. I think the Panthers have taken a step back from where they ended the season last year. Didn't look good down the stretch of that Cardinals game last week either. Yeah, give me the wait, who did I say? Who are they playing again?
Panthers. Falcons. Panthers.
The Falcons. Yeah, give me the Falcons. Yeah. Give me the Falcons. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. This next game might be the most interesting of the 1:00 window for Ravens fans. The Steelers and the Patriots. Because I did not think the Seahawks stood a chance last week. They were missing a lot of key players, a lot of I words going into Pittsburgh. You have Aaron Rodgers coming off of throwing 4 touchdowns, having a really good debut. He shit the bed. All of them did. Jalen Ramsey had the big hit to end the game week 1. Blitzburg is back. The steel curtain is back. Steelers defense is back, and it wasn't. And these Patriots, tough loss week 1. Go and play in Miami. Have a nice win. It's in Foxborough. I don't see the Steelers losing back-to-back, especially to Drake May and the Patriots. I'm going to pick the Steelers. But would not surprise me if they drop 2 in a row and maybe some early season turmoil. Wouldn't surprise me.
I am going to go with the Patriots in this one, actually. I think that the Patriots defense is going to be able to contain an already struggling, a Steelers run game. So it's going to come down to Aaron Rodgers again, and again, I think just overall this Patriots defense will be able to kind of hold the Steelers offense in check since it'll be a limited offense. To me, I mean, again, how many weapons are you really afraid of on the Steelers offense right now? I'm not really afraid of Jalen Warren. I know he had a nice, 60-yard play last week. I'm not really afraid of Calvin Austin, who made a critical mistake last week. I mean, DK Metcalf, I've already seen him drop a couple passes this season, right? I mean, I don't know who I'm really, really afraid of. I mean, if they're playing the Ravens, I'd be very afraid of DK Metcalf. I'd probably be very afraid of like Darnell Washington and all the guys because they're going to keep it close against the Ravens. But in this game against the Patriots, Drake May, he's been playing well so far. I kind of bigged him up before the season started, and he's been kind of pretty steady. And I think he continues that. Give me the Patriots in this one.
All right, I like that. I think with DK Metcalf too, if you just get under his skin, he's not gonna have a good game. I hope he can take advantage of that.
Kalen Zacarias.
Yeah, man, he's really letting stuff get under his skin, pushing guys, and I think when he doesn't get the targets he wants, you're gonna start to see it. So hopefully some turmoil for them. Hopefully we can wrap up the division early this year. Moving on, the Packers and the Browns. I'm not gonna think too hard about this. Packers are a really, really good team. Give me them to beat the Browns.
Yeah, give me the Packers.
Next up, Jets and Buccaneers in Tampa. Not thinking too hard about this. Buccaneers, Justin Fields is out for the Jets.
Yep, Justin Fields out. Bucks look really good. Baker looks really good. He's probably a top 7 quarterback right now as of this very moment. Give me the Bucks.
Nice. Next up, our 4 o'clock window. We have the Broncos and the Chargers. Chargers, man, they look good. Game against the Raiders could have been better, I thought, for them, but still got the win. I have them going 3-0 and beating the Broncos in this game.
Yeah, Bo Nix has definitely disappointed so far. He's got one of the best offensive lines in the league and has not been as productive as you would want him to be. But the Chargers look like they're rolling, man. Something looks like a switch was flipped with the Chargers. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe it's just year 2 Jim Harbaugh, but give me the Chargers in this one.
Yeah. Next up, the Saints and the Seahawks in Seattle. This might be the 4 o'clock game you don't really care about. Give me the Seahawks in this one.
Yeah, definitely the Seahawks in this one. I like what Mike McDonald's been doing with the Seahawks so far. The Saints, man, they're the Saints, man. I have Jawan Johnson on my fantasy team. He's been cooking for me. But yeah, give me the Seahawks in this one.
All right, Cowboys and the Bears in Soldier Field. I like the Cowboys on this one.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys. Dak Prescott's been playing pretty well. I mean, regular season Dak has never been, terrible. He's actually been always pretty good historically. But CeeDee Lamb down the stretch of that Giants game last week was phenomenal. I expect him to take another step this week. Give me the Cowboys.
Cardinals and Niners. Mac Jones playing. This is a 4:25 game. I have the Niners winning. I think this will be one of the games where Kyler Murray has a stink fest and nobody bats an eye because it's a 4:25 game.
Cardinals are 2-0, right?
They are 2-0.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Niners in this one. Mac Jones really surprised me last week. The running joke is that like Mac Jones doesn't really want to start. You know what I mean? Like he's cool on the bench. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a backup. He loves it there. He loves it there. But he came in and apparently Trent Williams hyped him up and got him ready to play last week, and he went out there and he did his thing. So I'll take the Niners. I think they keep riding they ride the momentum.
And then we have our Sunday night game, the Chiefs and the Giants, right? 0-2 Chiefs. 0-2.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this is a trap game because
think they might be looking ahead to the Ravens already.
I mean, as of right now, and listen, you can call me what you want, call me crazy. Last week, Russell Wilson and the Giants offense and Malik Neighbors look really good. You could argue better than how the Chiefs offense is looking under Matt Nagy right now. I know week 1 was awful. Last week, Russ was cooking. And Russ has those games like we saw last year. The Steelers at a point, a 5-6 game winning streak? He could, his lightning could strike early this year. They could knock off the Chiefs. I don't think they do. I think the Chiefs win this game. But I think it's going to be closer than expected.
It's in New York, right?
It is.
Alex, I want to do it. I want to do it so bad. I don't know what the spread is. If we had the choice to just take the Giants spread right now, I would probably just take that instead.
5.5?
I'm going to take the Giants plus 5.5.
I like that.
I am. I think that the Chiefs, man, I mean, it just seems like there's a big Super Bowl hangover. There was all the expectations around, getting that three-peat. You don't get it. You start off 0-2. You go into this game, I think, kind of sleepwalking, like, okay, we got to turn the ship around. Yeah, we got the Giants this week. I mean, Giants are the Giants. They're not going to really be too big of a challenge for us. We got the Ravens and bigger fish to fry coming down the pipeline, right? And I think they could drop this one. They could drop it. Too many mistakes. I mean, they look very, very uncharacteristic. Like that Travis Kelce drop that turned into an interception last week. That doesn't happen to the Chiefs. I think something's going on right now. And but I'll take the Chiefs money line, but Giants plus 5.5. So give me the Chiefs officially.
Chiefs right now, there's too many me's, not enough we's. I think they are just selfish at points. Too much miscommunication. You can see the Worthy and Kelce running into each other. I don't know what's going on. I think Kelsey's head's not really in it. I think he's kind of thinking about life afterwards. He said after NFL, so you've won, 3 Super Bowls? What's the 4th? So I just think his motivation's gone. So we'll see. He'll end up, cooking us next week. I won't be surprised. And then Lions Ravens. So we have the Ravens winning that. So that is your picks. I definitely will be putting a bunch of these together. I think last week I just missed on the Broncos Colts. So let me stay away from the Colts this week when I put in a bet. I'll bet 6-7 games I like. And the Colts have screwed me the past 2 weeks. So I'm staying away from them.
Fair enough. Manuel's Gaming Channel says their ego really has got them in a high. Me, not a we. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with what Alex was saying too. I mean, it's just something. It's something going on right now. Something going on. Just like I said, like there was a switch that was flipped for the Chargers. I think there's been a switch flipped for the Kansas City Chiefs as well, and in the negative direction, in the opposite direction from the Chargers. But that is this week's picks. We will see how we did next week. But let's go ahead and roll right into my favorite segment of the show, which is going to be the Purple Rain Parlays.
Yes. Purple Rain Parlay. I do want to say one thing. You talk about the Chiefs. Isn't it funny how there are 2 losses this year are 1-score games? And last year they were winning all those 1-score games. Well, it's like, well, we're just the better team.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I mean, they can't run the ball now.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that. So back to the Purple Rain Parlay. I have the old FanDuel up here, but I have bad news for you. There's no receiving props for the Ravens.
Oh.
There's no rushing props either for the Ravens. It's just Gibbs and Montgomery.
Well, the good thing is that Monday, we have an episode. It'll be right before the game. All the lines will be out, So maybe we can shift our attention to this Thursday night game.
Let's do it.
And do a little 3-legger from that one.
I like it.
Why not, right?
I like it a lot. All right. So tonight we have the Bills and the Dolphins. I'm just going to go through some lines.
Okay.
Player passing yards. 238.5 for Josh Allen. 243.5 for Tua. Turned the ball over. For receiving yards, Tyreek Hill 66.5. Khalil Shakir 42.5. Keon Coleman 43.5. Waddle 48.5. Kincaid 33. Palmer 35. James Cook 14. Malik Washington 24.
I'm gonna go. What about the rushing yards for Josh Allen again?
Rushing yards for him 28.5.
I'll take the over on Josh Allen rushing yards, over 28.5. I think he does spring open a few good runs in this one. By the way, I see my guys LBHT Lunch Break Hot Take in the building. What's going on, y'all? Jose or Brodney, whichever one. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all for coming through. But yeah, I'll take the over on Josh Allen's rushing yards, 28.5. So that could be one leg.
Okay. All right. I like that. So the spread for tonight.
Okay.
11.5 in Buffalo.
Divisional game. The Bills always handle the Dolphins, though. Josh Allen he dominates the Dolphins. So this is a good line here. What are you thinking?
I think the Bills cover. I do. I think the Dolphins are just a very bad team right now, and I think there will be a fire sale per se. I think 2 or 3 guys might get traded before the deadline. Not sure who. I don't know if Tyreek gets traded. I know there's some chatter about that. I'm looking at the total points right now. The over/under is 50.5.
Okay. I'm gonna this is damn, they got these lines set so
They're perfect.
precise, man. They're
They're perfect.
perfect. They're perfect this week. I'll go with the under on the total points.
You
Under
know,
50 and a half total points. Yeah.
I was thinking the same. If I'm bent over on anything, it's the Bills team total, which is like 30. But I
Yeah.
just the way these Thursday night games go, like the first quarter is like 3-0.
Yeah.
So now you have,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You have 45 minutes to score all those points. I don't see it happening. I do like that pick a lot. And if I'm gonna go for a third leg,
Okay.
I might just hear me out. Keon
Yeah.
Coleman, we can do 30 plus yards at minus 250 or 40 plus
Mm-hmm.
yards at minus 140. I think anybody's getting the ball this week, I think it's gonna be him.
Yes. I do like that. I do like that. What did he do last week? Can we what were his stats last week? Because I know what he did against the Ravens. He torched us, but what did he do last week against the Jets? I think they played.
Yeah, let's pull it up real quick. So week 2, 3 catches, 26 yards. Then against the Ravens, 8 catches, 112 yards.
And you said his line is at 35 and a half, or what was his line
His
at?
line's 43.5, but I'm picking the
Oh,
alt
43.
of 30.
Okay, all 30 plus yards. I mean, that's like that's one good completion, like, right?
Yeah.
Like intermediate down the field complete. And then there's like one, 6 yard, 8 yard. So what are the tight ends looking like? What are the tight ends looking like?
Well, of course, we can look at the tight ends. Kincaid, we can look
Okay.
at. Well, so for his line, it is 33.5. And then for Dawson Knox, 15.5. And for the Dolphins, Tanner Connor's at 12.5.
Okay.
Which for a tight end is a little low. But I guess
I don't know. Man, these lines
I might
are...
take that straight by itself, Tanner Connor, if he's our tight end 1.
And then what about Achane?
His receiving or rushing yards?
Rushing yards.
52.5.
What about receiving?
42.5.
Damn.
Yeah.
I hate these lines.
Because the way he is, a simple just, swing, he's gone. 30 yards minimum.
Yeah. I'll leave the third one up to you, man. This is hard. This is a tough one this week. I'm not gonna lie.
So I'm thinking. So right now, if we took Keon Coleman 30 yards, it's a plus 433.
Okay.
But I kind of thought about it. Kincaid 20 yards.
20 yards alternate. Okay.
That takes us to a plus 384.
I'll take that.
I'm willing to give up, those 10 yards from Coleman and some odds, but it's still plus 384. Is not bad for Josh Allen over 20.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Kincaid 20 plus receiving yards and the under on the 50.5 match points.
I like it. Let's lock it in. Lock it in.
So we're 0-2 right now, but guess what? The good news is we have a chance to, outdo our wrongs. And if this hits, we're in the green.
Yeah.
Just like
and guess what? Monday Night Football features our Ravens. So the lines will be out by the time we do another episode. So make sure you stay tuned to the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel if you do want our Ravens 3-leg parlay for Monday Night Football. But yeah, so that is our parlay segment. And I think that's actually going to do it for this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. We want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming through to this episode 335. We know that Thursday Night Football should be kicking off right about now. They probably already kicked off. But yeah, thank you guys for coming through. And with that being said, I'm gonna let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through to episode 335 of the Purple Rain. Hold up. Coach came in as the
what up, Coach?
As the time was ticking down, Coach came through.
Yeah.
Buzzer beater. What's up, Coach?
As the clock expires, yeah.
Beat it. Episode 335. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, stay positive, test negative.
Yes. And never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. This has been episode 335 of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.